Recording has begun. Test, test, test. Perfect left-right alignment. I like it. All right, here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
This is the Morning Stream with Scott Johnson and Brian Ibbett. Now, with 20% more psyllium hydroxide and erotic acid.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. Brian, I got a question for you.
Ask away. Now, see, how are people... He did the whole intro thing there.
Yeah.
How are they going to know who's who? I guess you just helped that by saying, Brian, I have a question
Yeah,
for you.
that's it. Natural,
All right.
organic, free-range chicken is how we do this now.
Cool. And I shouldn't point it out. People won't notice.
Yeah. You make another. That's also
All
a
right.
good point. Hey,
That's a
Brian,
good question.
let me ask you this question about your.
Yes.
Is there still snow? Because I got your snow, I think.
Yeah. There is very little left on the ground. Like, I'm looking out the front. I'm looking at the Accu cover cam.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a good name for this thing. Cover
like
cam
it.
might just be it.
Yeah.
And I can see my, like, 3/4 of my front yard. The very edge that's usually in shadow has a little bit of snow, like a little smattering of snow.
I could
But
see
the whole
that.
rest of the lawn is green and lush and beautiful.
Because the way that works is the sun can't reach it, can't melt it, right? That's the deal.
Right.
Well, we got whatever you had, we got it. So we got hail. First of all, it came in like big golf ball size hail. I was like, oh my gosh, Nick, go park your car in the garage. We're going to have like dents all over your car. And it came out of nowhere, and I could hear it smacking against the window over here. I even texted you, and I said, we're getting hail right now. And you're like, yep, that's how it starts,
That's
you
how
said.
it starts. Exactly.
And then snow, a bit of snow, and now it's just rain, and it's okay now. But end times. We're in the end times. I don't know if you noticed.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And we're still not going to have warm enough weather for me to really get on the bike until Friday. So I have another couple days of Bowflex and recumbent, and then Friday I'm back on the bike. But that means one whole week. Is that right? One whole week where from a weigh-in to a weigh-in where there was no bike activity, no outdoor bike activity.
Uh-oh. Well, it'll probably be fine.
I know, Justine is going to be so mad. Don't want to disappoint Justine.
Mrs. Bateman, I'm so sorry. So
Mallory.
you know, you do a good Alex Keaton. I'm going to give you that. It's pretty strong. Somebody in the Discord yesterday was asking why I do Paul Stanley, and I think
why not?
I don't. That's the question: is why not? Why not do Paul Stanley?
Right.
Like if you're gonna do an impression on the show, and Brian and I break into a little Gene Simmons Paul Stanley moment.
Right.
Is there something better we should be doing with our time? Because I can't think of anything.
What's great about those two impersonations is that people barely know what those guys sound like when they're not singing.
Yeah.
So we can kind of be garbage at those impersonations, and really all we have to do is hit the high points.
Right.
Gene Simmons is all about marketing and selling everything.
Yep.
And Paul Stanley's just got this great lisp. This
Yeah.
great
He does,
inflection.
and it's not even that pronounced.
Oh, no.
It's
No,
just
no,
that
of
we
course.
make it worse. You know, like let's see. Let me play a little Paul Stanley here for you.
Okay.
Okay, here's his advice about dressing.
I always figure that, life's like a one-way trip, so you might as well dress for a good time. So,
Okay, so he's just kind of normal, but I go, I've always thought that there was a way if we could do it, I could be Paul Stanley of Kiss. Like I take it to this new place, and that's where he lives now. That's fine.
And you'll be able to store those clothes in our new Kiss branded closets.
He really was marketing everything.
He was. Everything was. How can I turn this into something Kiss could sell? That's why there was. It's because of Gene Simmons that there was a Kiss miniature golf course on Koval Road in Vegas for a little while.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that existed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what was it
Never
like?
went in there. I never went in there, but
We should have seen what was there. It's probably had a big
I
old
know.
Gene Simmons demon head that you could knock the ball up his tongue and into his mouth before it shut or something.
Probably. Peter Criss behind the desk. All right, we've got 6 different color balls you can choose. I'm making minimum wage.
Oh, poor Peter Chris. And his cat. Would he
poor
be in
the
his
cat.
Would he be in his cat makeup and everything at the desk there?
Yeah, he totally would be. Totally would be with like a.
Oh, that's poor. Those poor guys. They really got left in the wind. Well, everybody but Gene Simmons kind of did. Even Paul Stanley kind of got pushed to the side in terms of like.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like those two can still probably fill maybe not a stadium, but certainly fill like a concert venue. And I don't think people are going to clamor to say, "Oh, is Ace Frehley going to be there?" Because he's the one I want to see. It's basically Simmons and Stanley are the ones you're.
Do they still tour? Kiss tour.
They did a couple years ago. Yeah.
Let me just look here. Kiss tour first, but tickets on sale. USANA Amphitheater here in Salt Lake. Ooh, when's this? Kiss tour dates. Okay, they're touring in 2019.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, they're at Leipzig in Germany.
Wow.
Leipzig.
Yeah.
A week from today, and But here's the thing: I want to know who is actually on tour, and I think it is.
Is it just the two, or none of them? It's all new faces. It's possible, right? Like they just are.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, but the tour photo shows someone as the cat and someone as the space.
Oh, sure. But I mean, there's no way it's really them, right? Like,
I don't know. Might be. Let's see here.
I mean, no way Gene Simmons is still dragging his ass out there. It's 45 years that band's been around. There's no way.
Oh, definitely Gene Simmons. Oh yeah, I say definitely. You're going to find a video that proves me wrong, but I feel like there's no way they do this without Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. I just don't know who the other two dudes are.
All right, well, let's say that they do. Would we even know? Like,
yeah, right.
Can they fake it by...
I mean, they could even be telling us, "Oh, good job, Cat. You've just knocked over everything. Well done."
Perfect. That's the Cat's life. That's what they pine for. They aim for that. That's their goal every day.
Exactly.
Knock crap over.
Let's see.
It's mine.
Man, these guys put out a lot of news. Like, they do a daily This Day in History, of course.
Oh, shut up. That's not real. Tell me that isn't real.
They totally do. It's on their website, kissonline.com.
This date in history.
This date in history. And someday, by the way, we have to watch Kiss and the Phantom of the Park for film sack.
Oh, I know. The fact that it's taken us this long to do it is embarrassing. Like,
well, it's just not available on streaming, but I think we just say, screw it. We're just doing it.
Just get it. Yeah, pirate it.
Yeah, I cannot tell... does the tour say anything here as far as who is actually... Here we go. Does this... Okay, Paul Stanley live with Kiss Captain Lenny Alava.
Who the hell is that?
So it's absolutely Paul Stanley.
Oh, good. He's busy.
Let's see. I've got work, Gene.
Hello, Anaheim. It's me, Paul Stanley from Kiss. But what about Gene, though?
Eric Singer is on drums.
Okay. As a cat or a different...
Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons is part of it as well. So it's
wow.
Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, the guy I just mentioned who I've already scrolled past and I've forgotten his name. And Tommy Thayer is the
bass or no bass is Gene. Gene is bass.
Right. Yeah, just guitar, just regular guitar, lead guitar.
I wonder if they ought to interview, and maybe this exists somewhere. They ought to interview the kids who were in Gene Simmons's third or fourth grade class when he was a teacher, because he used to be a teacher, right?
Forgot that he used to be a teacher.
Yeah,
wow.
And for a while there, and there's got to be people alive who were his students in that fourth grade class. I would love to hear now if they have any memory of Gene Simmons, the teacher, and how that compares to Gene Simmons, the musician and later a-hole. Because he's kind of an a-hole. He murdered them all. Great. All right. Thanks, TVZ Gun. Cleared that up.
So apparently Eric Singer is he's been a member of Kiss ever since they fired Peter Criss and Ace Frehley. He also performed with Black Sabbath, Alice Cooper, Lita Ford, Badlands, and Gary Moore, as well as his own band, ESP.
Oh, yeah. He is the Catman, it says here now. He's the permanent Catman.
Catman.
But hold on. See, here's the problem. That's fine. Yep. That's all well and good. But where's didn't they have like a Foxman or some kind of weird middle dude?
They did for a while, yeah. And it was let's see.
What was his
Yeah, I'm
name?
gonna have to look it up. I'm trying to remember the.
Oh, I
All
found
right,
it.
there was the Fox. Eric Carr was the Fox,
Right.
and Vinnie Vincent was the Ankh Warrior.
Right. Right. That is all true. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Um,
2002. Boy, for the last 16 years, it's been Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer. So I mean, this is
Mhm.
you're getting as close to full Kiss as you could possibly get.
Yep.
Without
Bruce
being Peter Criss.
Bruce Kulick was their guitarist from '84 to '96 during the non-makeup years.
Oh sure.
That's actually quite a stretch. '84 to '96. That's
Yeah.
incredible there. And they had that "Lick It Up" song that was popular. "Lick It Up."
Right.
Yeah, they were talking about Ozzy Osbourne and P, I think. Anyway,
Oh jeez.
well, it's from that thing, that Netflix deal.
I know the dirt. Yeah.
That
Oh.
apparently happened. That's a real thing.
Ooh,
Anyway, I've really enjoyed this walk down memory lane. I don't really have any
Thank you.
connection to Kiss except I saw them in concert once. The power went out, and we thought there was going to be a riot, so that was interesting. That was my first exposure to Metallica because they opened for them that night.
Wow.
Oh wait.
That's
Do
cool.
I have that right? Yes, they opened for Metallica. Opened for Kiss. I hope
Wow.
Wasp
What a
opened for
crazy-
Van Halen. Yeah,
What a crazy Metallica opening for Kiss. It just feels like
it feels like it should be the
there's
opposite.
such
right?
a brief window of time where that could have happened.
Yeah.
Where it didn't flip over.
Well, it was right toward the very tail end of the makeup years, and it would have been right when Metallica was just happening. Like they were just starting to come up. I don't know what album it would have been. Pretty sure that was right. But then Wasp opened for Van Halen, and this was Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, and so it was the 5150 tour in like '86 or something. And then that was weird. Wasp was weird. And then who else did I see? Somebody. Oh, and then I say Ozzy. And Ozzy, I went to the Ozzy concert, Brian, thinking he's gonna bite the heads off of bats. He's gonna run
Yeah,
around
right.
screaming. There's gonna be
Want the
fire.
full- sure. Yeah.
And this was the Killer of Giants tour. And I thought for sure we were gonna get some wild stage thing. Here's what we got. It's at the Salt Palace. Great, huge, big arena. Perfect for watching Ozzy do crazy things. He sat in a throne the whole 2 hours. Why is my phone going off? Yeah, he sat in a big fat throne, like a big king throne, while all of his guitar people and everybody kind of danced around and played stuff. But he just sat there in his chair going, I, burn it.
Right,
burn it,
just sitting,
burn it, burn
like-
it, burn it.
What?
It sucks.
And at least, when Dave Grohl did that, he had broken his leg. Like he
Right.
was in a throne because he broke his leg, and they still had that throne bouncing all around the stage.
Right. No, I feel like, the music was fine, but I feel like we got kind of the raw end of the deal. I don't know if he was hungover or if he was just out of it. I saw him when he performed at BlizzCon 2009 or 10, whatever it was. He had more energy there, and he's like 150 then. So what was going on in '86? I don't know. He's just sitting on his A. Didn't do anything.
Poor Ozzy the Broken.
Yeah, Ozzy the Broken. He's not a spoiler at all if no one knows what you're talking about, unless I bring it up about what it's connected to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you, if you
Ninja-
don't mention that it's not a spoiler, then nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Ninja Cowboy 42, wheelie wheelie, legs no feely. There you go. I like
Wow.
that. Yeah,
Jeez.
I saw that somewhere on Twitter as well. Anyway, well, this has been fun. I've really enjoyed this this conversation. So now we're going to call Brian Dunaway, and we're going to play a little game, and you at home could win in our little
Yay.
game. I'm a little behind here. Let's see. Dunaway.
You a little behind.
I have a little tiny behind. Actually, that's true. I have no butt. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the air.
Suffer from noacidol.
I have
think
no
we have
acidol.
talked about it.
Have we? Okay.
Because I've used that joke before that you suffer from noacidol.
Yeah.
Try noacidol.
Me and Nick both, and my dad. It's the male Johnson thing. Oh, hi, Dunaway. Hi.
Oh, hi, Scott and
Oh,
Brian.
hi.
How's your
Hey.
butt, Brian Dunaway?
How's your butt?
It is flat as a pancake.
That's
Wow.
fantastic. That makes
No,
me
I'm kidding.
pleased to hear
It's
that.
it's better than it used to be doing those lunges
Whoops.
and not sitting as much doing the standing desk.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm with
I'm
you,
gonna,
buddy.
I'm gonna get me one of those Brazilian butt lifts.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Is that what I thought? A Brazilian was something very different, Brian.
I don't
I
think the
don't know.
Brazilians.
There was a guy in Brazil. He told me he'd give me a butt lift, and I said, "All right."
And he just stood behind you, walked around, followed you around, and lifted your butt.
That's
the whole
right.
time-
I
the
said,
whole
"Ooh,
time you were there.
that's pleasant."
I don't know what the Brazilian butt lift is, but a Brazilian is where they shave your bum hole. That's
Wow,
that's
yeah.
my understanding.
Why
there.
do you know that information?
That's just what I've heard. I've heard things.
Your whole undercarriage.
Brian did 3 things in Vegas. He jumped off the the thing, right? Jumped off the stratosphere.
Stratosphere, sure, yeah.
He gambled, did a little gambling. Just a
Sure.
little, not
Gambling?
much, not a ton, just a little bit of gambling. And
Not a
third,
ton. This is very true. Yeah, very little gambling.
he got a Brazilian in downtown Vegas. So not a lot of people
Yep.
know that. Yeah, I got
Did
to.
it the axe throwing place called the Axe Hole, and just had them.
I thought it was Axe Wound.
No, oh no, it's not an axe wound. Don't say that, jeez.
Had an axe hole waxing.
Oh gosh, I haven't heard that since high school. All right, hey, how about this now? It's time for us to play a little Babble Royale that involves you, dear listener at home. 801-471-0462 is the number to call. When you call it, we will bring you into this conversation and have you win some prizes. Again, that is 801-471-0462. It says here we are ready for your call, and I'm hoping it's right because usually we have one by now. But that's okay if we don't right away. Hey, Brian Dunaway, let me ask you this question. Pre-show, we were talking about whether or not we were going to be playing World of Warcraft Classic Edition. Now, we're talking about an edition of the game that you would have been in when your cow got lost in Ragefire Chasm all those years ago.
Correct. It's actually.
I did that too.
Yeah.
It's Wailing Caverns. But
Sorry,
yes, go ahead.
sorry, not
Proceed.
Ragefire.
Yeah, Wailing Caverns.
Yeah, Wailing Caverns. You got your cow fell in there, and they never came out, or at least it didn't for a long time. Like you kind of gave up that night, and then
No. It wasn't just he fell in there. I fell in there multiple times. There was many skeletons.
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah. No, it's all good. I always enjoyed playing with you until your cow died, and then that was kind of the end of it. And then I've always been curious about what your interest would be in Classic, since you can go revisit now all those things. Does that have any? Does
Go
hold
visit
any?
all your skeleton corpses in the bottom of Wailing Caverns.
Yeah. Does that hold any interest to you at all to do that, or do you not want anything to do with that?
Absolutely. I could totally see me doing a little classic.
Yeah, I could too.
I like the classic.
You do you?
I do indeed.
Well, that's fantastic. For some reason, calls aren't coming through, and I don't know why. Hold on, we're gonna.
Oh, that's okay. We can talk about World of Warcraft
Yeah,
Classic and.
Do you play any other Blizzard games, Brian? Like, do you do Hearthstone or Heroes or?
No, Blizzard is stupid.
Overwatch.
By far, Warcraft is my favorite Blizzard game. However, it is a time sinkhole that I just cannot afford to play. But I do occasionally jump into Diablo. Is probably my favorite. Just I like to just visit and just spend a day because I can get in and get out.
Yeah, that's true. I tried the new Hearthstone single player stuff last night, and I don't. I say this with some a little bit of sadness in my voice. Oh, I gotta take this call. Hold on, gotta take this
I
call.
want you to finish that thought, though.
Yeah, we'll gotta finish that thought. Hi, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, you guys, it's Mike from Downers Grove, Illinois. How you guys doing?
Hello, good, Mike.
Hey,
How are you?
Mike.
Nice
Welcome.
Not too bad.
Yeah, good to have Mike on the show. Mike, we're going to play a little game here. Before we do, though, I'm going to just mention this real quick. I think Hearthstone's not for me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. As much as I admire
the
it.
single player stuff.
Yeah, and I know you enjoy that stuff to some degree. This thing that's out now is not the traditional, wings of an old raid-looking kind of card game like it used to be. This is all very different. I like the the idea of it, but I don't think they take it in the directions I like, so it kind of just rubs me weird, and I don't know. It's just not for me. It's okay. I admire it. I like it from afar. I look at it and go, cool artwork on those cards, bro. Like, I know what it is, and I appreciate what it is and why it's good. It's just not my bag of chips,
Yeah.
Yeah, it touches you weird, just like Brazilian butt lift.
When I'm, playing for a while, and getting back into it, and it's like, oh yeah, this is the kind of card I want right now,
Yeah.
or oh, I could, if I set up this one this turn, then I can follow it up with this other one this next turn.
Yeah.
Then I'm great, but it's that first like week of getting into it's like, oh, I can't remember any of these things, and what legendary is this, and is this good, is this meta, I don't know.
Right. And then you realize you're trying to climb a ladder that you're never going to get to the top of.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'll go play a different video game now.
Right.
Anyway, hey, Brian Ibbett, will you explain to Mike from Illinois how this works and what he could win?
I would love to do that if my cat's head would get out of the way. I'll give Scott and Brian Dunaway a topic, and they're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win will go to the other player. Your job, Mike, is to predict who is going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for carryover prizes from Monday that Leslie won but didn't want because she's not a gamer. So you get them, and they're good games.
Yeah.
They are Terraria, Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. She's a Tomb Raider, don't you know? Orcs Must Die 2, the complete pack, all from Steam, and
But
all
why
could be
must
yours.
they die?
Well, because the thing says they must, and there's an exclamation point, so it's the rule.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with those rules. Those are good rules to live by.
Yeah, if there's an exclamation point, then it's fact. That's just the way it goes.
Oh my God! Wait, you just telling me that there's a new rule in the life that exclamation mark means fact?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
If
In
there's
all
an
caps.
exclamation point in something, that means that item is a fact.
Yeah. And if it's all caps, more fact.
Right.
Yep.
So if it's a
Actually-
capital fact with an exclamation mark, what happens?
Oh my gosh.
Capital fact with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How true is that fact at that point?
That's fact. I mean, you're saying the word fact all in caps with an exclamation point at the end. Of course, that's fact.
Yeah. There's truth just farting all over the room,
My
splattering
life
on everything.
just changed.
Yeah.
But an underline.
Similar to using an X with extreme.
Yeah. There you go. Truth extreme. I like it.
Very good. All right, so those are your prizes today. Your category is, again, from Joe Acosta. So, you can go over to your local Domino's, get yourself a pepperoni pizza, and call it a day. But what do you do if your daughter is vegetarian? Oh, no. What do you do, Scott? You pick from the 18 non-meat toppings available from the Domino's.com national menu. 18 non-meat toppings. How many of these non-meat toppings can you name?
Okay.
And I will tell you that extra sauce is not considered a topping.
Okay. Fair enough. Mike, who do you think's going to get this right, and who do you think should start?
All right. So based on Scott's recent attempts at getting healthier, and I'm with you there, buddy. I'm going to go with Scott, and we'll have Brian go first.
All right. Fair enough.
And we're saying vegetarian and not vegan.
Not vegan.
Correct.
Not
Vegetarian,
vegan.
not vegan.
There ain't nothing vegan at Domino's. Domino's and vegan don't get along, so you'll be fine.
All right. Pretty sure pepperoni's a meat, so I'm not saying that. Am I going first?
Yeah, you're going first.
You're going first.
Wait. Can I put this on your gravestone when you die? Pretty sure.
Am I going first?
Here's what I'm going to do. When you die, your gravestone's going to say, I'm pretty sure pepperoni is a meat. That's what I'm going to put. That's pretty good.
He was always pretty sure pepperoni was a meat.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark.
Yep.
Fact.
Yep. Fact.
I'm going to go with mushrooms. How can you not have
Mushrooms
mushrooms?
is a great choice. A great start to mushrooms, of course. Yep.
Green peppers.
Green peppers, also a good choice.
I
for those.
love both those on my pizza.
Peppers.
Yes.
How about some black olives?
Black olives. Very good.
Okay.
We're off to the races.
I played keytar for the black olives back
The
in
black
day.
olives.
Yeah. Let's see here. You said extra sauce is not,
Correct.
but there's another extra I could do. Let me think about that for a minute.
Okay.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Very
Do
good.
they have pineapple at Domino's?
Oh yeah.
They do. Oh yeah.
Oh, wait
They have
up.
to.
I don't recommend
I
it.
have a new dinner option.
No, you don't. It's gross. Don't eat pineapple on your pizza. It's gross.
Oh, you're an anti-pineapple pizza
Yeah.
person?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm a pro pineapple pizza person.
I'm
I'm
absolutely
pro
anti.
as well.
Pineapple
We'll
people.
order a pie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
Yes.
onions.
Onions, great choice. Yep.
Not a great choice, but it's my choice. It's my
Oh
answer.
no, I like onions too. By the way, oh never mind. I'll wait until we're done because something I was gonna say might give away an answer. So I'm not gonna say it.
All right. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, sliced tomatoes.
Yeah, I get that on their thin crust. It's very good.
Interesting.
Sliced
Yeah.
tomatoes.
They're almost kind of.
He's questioning it. Sliced
Oh,
tomatoes.
there we go. Diced tomatoes. It's under D. Ah,
No, you got it. He said sliced.
no, he didn't.
No, I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
I
He
said
just
tomatoes. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
said tomatoes.
I thought that they'd be because you usually get them in slices, like at a traditional Italian.
I want to say I've even had a pizza from them that had the sliced, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember for sure.
Apparently, they dice them now.
Yeah, that's fine. Diced tomato, like in our chat room. Diced tomato.
Just like that, diced
Yeah.
tomato.
Yeah.
And the only thing that you said we couldn't do besides meat was the sauce. We can't say extra sauce.
Right.
Extra sauce. Right.
But I can, since they're vegetarian and not vegan, I can say cheese, right?
You can say cheese.
As
Do
an
you want to
extra
say cheese?
I want to say cheese.
Yes, extra
Yeah,
cheese
that's what I was
is
getting at.
considered a topping.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
That's the one I was playing around with earlier, but I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure
Actually,
either. I was a little bit
I'll
chicken.
clarify. Extra mozzarella cheese
Oh, okay.
is the
mozzarella.
Oh gosh, we're getting to the place where I don't want
Yeah.
to screw this up.
Yeah. I'm starting to forget the things we said at the beginning.
I can't remember if they have beans on. If they have a bean option,
Oh,
like black beans or something.
that sounds interesting.
Yeah. I have this feeling that they might. All right, I'm going to say. Oh, I know something they have. Artichokes, because my kids like it and I hate it.
Really?
Yeah, artichokes.
Huh.
Where'd Brian go?
I went to blow my nose off screen.
Oh, okay.
I step away from the mic to breathe.
Artichokes.
Scared me.
Domino's, according to this list, I'm going to confirm.
Please
Call
tell me
Domino's.
they have them.
We could call Domino's in this case. We could actually literally just call Domino's and try to order it.
We could.
I don't know if they would be open for us. They'd be open for you,
Oh,
Brian.
it's totally open for me. It's 11:30. We call them.
Let's see here. Menu. I'm on the Domino's.com website.
Yeah, do a little. You can do a little pizza build.
Yes.
Let's see.
Pizza build.
Build your own.
Don't look too much
That's what I
done
want.
away, because if you look too much, you're gonna get another idea of one of these. 19
Yeah, you
things.
can't. You guys can't look. I
Yeah,
can
we don't
look.
get to look.
Oh, that's a
fine.
good
Give
point.
me carry out.
I
Yes.
didn't think
Oh, do
about
I have
that.
to really like sign in?
Oh, maybe.
Oh wait, here we go. TVZ Gun actually. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say TVZ Gun gave me a link, but it's the same damn thing where I actually have to act like I'm gonna order and fill out. All right, give me a second.
Okay.
All
right.
Carry
This is
out
good.
order.
Yeah.
City. Arvada. State. Colorado. Search locations. Oh, for freak's sake.
Yeah, you just about dropped
Okay,
it.
here
out.
we go. Here we go. Toppings. No thanks on the extra cheese. Here we go. Choose non-meats. Artichoke not listed as one of their non-meat options there.
Where do I get that then? Somewhere I get that.
Probably Pizza Hut or any other good pizza place.
Yeah. Oh, Marco's. Marco's has it. That's who it is. Marco's has it.
Sure. And they really they should. I mean, artichoke on pizza is fantastic, and it should be available everywhere.
Well, okay, can I guess another one that I had in my pocket,
Yeah.
even though I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
get
please
it?
do.
They have jalapeno, probably.
They absolutely have jalapeno.
Damn it.
And that was the one I was almost going to give away when we were talking about pineapple. Pineapple and jalapeno, whether you get the Canadian bacon or not, is an amazing combo on pizza.
Now, I've never done that, so maybe that's the trick to get me in. Maybe I'll try it.
It might be jalapeno, pineapple, and then Canadian bacon with, maybe or maybe not. But,
Dunaway, do you have any other guesses just for fun?
My mom always liked onions and black olives And I couldn't remember if we ever got it from Domino's, so I was going to try Black Olives, but it was kind of when I was going to wait a little later.
Oh,
Well,
I think
it's
you
good
got
because
didn't
Scott
you-
already said it. So
No,
did he?
wait, no,
I
Dunaway said
I said green olives.
No, Dunaway said Black Olives earlier. That
Oh,
was his
okay,
answer.
Dunaway-
Black olives. I said green olives.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, yeah, you said black
Maybe I just-
olives and green olives not listed
See?
here. Here's the ones you could have said:
Okay.
American cheese, banana peppers. All right, good.
duh.
Cheddar cheese, feta cheese,
Oh,
hot sauce.
okay.
Like, I hope you're not going to blow, $2.50 on just having them put hot sauce on your pizza when you probably have 11 bottles in your fridge. Roasted red peppers, shredded Parmesan, provolone, sliced provolone. You can actually get the slices of provolone put on there,
Yeah.
and then spinach.
Oh, spinach. That's the other one. Kim always gets that.
Yeah, that's a good
Damn
one.
it. I wouldn't have guessed so many cheeses. That threw me.
I know.
Neither.
I know. The fact that they have American cheese just does not belong on pizza. But cheddar, we used to do when I worked at Pizza Hotline, we did a cheddar and mozzarella blend
Mm-hmm.
on pizza. And it was just so good, especially like you get the color, the yellow and the white kind of combined on there. It was really good.
American cheese is a national embarrassment here in America.
It really is. Yeah, exactly.
We're not big fans. But I am a big fan of Mike winning, and he
Second
did.
most horrible orange thing to come out of America.
Yes, there are a few orange things. I mean, Cheetos are okay, I guess. I don't want to throw them under the bus, but there's another one we don't like so much. Anyway, here, this is for you.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
You've won, and that means all this stuff goes to you. All you have to do is send an email to Brian Ibbett. The email is coverville@gmail.com, and he will hook
Actually,
you
he
up.
didn't win because he
Yeah, I was
predicted
gonna
you to
say.
win.
Oh,
I
he picked
appreciate that,
me.
Scott, but I
Oh,
didn't pick
shit.
You to win, and you
Now I'm all confused. Someone said Black Olive. Somebody was picked
and
to
you
win or lose.
artichoked on your guess.
Damn it. All right, well, that horn's for me then. Dang it. Sorry, Mike. I feel bad now. Oh, Mike lost. It's all my own fault. It's me. Anyway, we'll try this again. We'll have these plus more prizes for the next attempt at Babble Royale.
Yes.
Dunaway, you got anything fun you want to say as we kick you out of here? Anything cool on your mind? Anything you want
I
to
had
say?
fun! Exclamation mark!
Oh my gosh, that's great. And plus you're starting to break up, so this is perfect timing. Goodbye.
Yeah, Discord is going orange, so let's go Central.
Let's go Central. Yeah, Central.
Ah, the sweet, sweet sounds of Central.
Yeah. There's something about the West Coast servers that are just poop.
I
Just-
guess everybody in California hops on at 8:30 for their company meetings.
Indeed. Stack Vanessa says, now you owe him such a dick. She
Such a
says.
dick.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jeez, that's a little harsh for someone I don't know.
Wow.
Someone's brand new in the chat, I think. Anyway, don't get yourself banned.
Oh,
All right.
Stack Vanessa's been in there a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they stack, as you know.
That's how you get more Vanessas in the pantry,
Yeah,
is by stacking them.
that's my understanding.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
It's the news brought to you by.
It's time to talk about Fickle again. What, the Fickle? Fickle is a game of building an alliance among mischievous fairy families, featuring the fairy art of Amy Brown. The harvest moon is on the rise. The fairy families gather for the ritual of ascendancy. It is time to renew alliances and appoint a new leader. It's a quick learn with lots of variants. 20-minute playtime for 3 to 5 players on Kickstarter now.
That's right. It's out there now.
Search for Fickle.
That's right. Fickle. Fickle. Right? Yeah.
Yes, Fickle.
Let's dive into today's proceedings.
Okay.
News-wise, we got some stuff. How about this one? It carried over from yesterday. A man stole his daughter's cookie money to pay for an erotic massage.
Aww.
Not Florida. This happened in Oregon. Authorities say a man in Oregon has been sentenced for stealing $700 of his daughter's Girl Scout cookie money, using it to pay for an erotic massage, and then staging a home invasion to cover up the theft.
Well, now he can afford some happy endings.
Oh, that was good.
I wrote that early. I wrote that as soon as I saw the article.
That's going in our read for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with a tag along or a
That's
do-si-do reference.
It's perfect. It's exactly what it needs to be. Do not change it. The Oregonian Oregon Live reports that Brian Cotier of Forest Grove was sentenced Monday to 18 months of probation, 80 hours of community service, and restitution as part of his plea deal. The Washington County District Attorney Office says Couture pled guilty to falsely reporting a home invasion. You don't want to do that. That's actually very illegal to do that.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you gotta love the fact that, let's see. Well, I just came back from a little hand shandy at the massage parlor, and now I. How do I disguise? I know. I'll fake a home invasion, and they only took the Girl Scout cookie money.
Yep. Well, he also claims that he was assaulted and that they damaged his laptop and then stole the cookie money. But what that probably means is he damaged his laptop to make it look like somebody did.
He's also figuring, ooh, insurance will buy me a new laptop too.
Yeah.
I need an upgrade.
This guy's super smart, real smart. When investigators found inconsistencies in his story, Couture eventually said he stole the money to pay for the massage and then faked the robbery. So this is going to be great for their relationship. Wow. I'm sure this father-daughter bond will do nothing but grow from here. And they'll be the best of friends throughout the remainder of his life. Well done. Coca-Cola back in the news. They're always in the news. Yeah. I had a Coke bottle here. I don't have it anymore. I was going to hold it up. I don't know why. Product placement, I guess. They're bringing back new Coke, and they're doing it in honor of strange things. So let's just go back in time for a second. Sure. The new Coke phenomenon back in the 80s, you and I were teens, and we were into it, or were you not into it? Like, where were you
I was
on
not into it. That was about the point that I just said, I'll switch to Pepsi. Yeah. And I've been a Pepsi guy pretty much ever since. But it was which was just so sweet. It's weird. It was like the carbonation was different. Like it was a heavier carbonation, and it was just super syrupy. Didn't like it.
I didn't either. I'm with you, and that's when I started to at least be Pepsi curious, and started a little Pepsi business, going on there with when I would go out and be like, Pepsi. Or if somebody would say, "Is Pepsi okay?" I go, "Yeah, you know what? Pepsi is okay. Let's do that." And I would have Pepsi. Yeah. And now I'm kind of like, if there's a choice, I'm probably going Pepsi now. It's weird.
Yeah. Or Diet Pepsi. I wish there was as good. I mean, I guess Pepsi One is pretty good.
Bless you. Bless you.
Did not press the sneeze button. But Coke Zero beats any diet offering that Pepsi has, unfortunately.
Right. I totally agree.
So
they should get on that. What's going on over there at Pepsi?
Get on that. Pepsi One is close, but it's not as good as Coke Zero as far as like an alternative.
Well, they're bringing it back. So if you want to remind yourself why you didn't like new Coke, which I think we should do on the show. This could be fun.
Yeah. I totally want to try it again, and I'll try a full-fledged real can of new Coke, because I'm guessing. I wonder if they're gonna have new Coke Zero, like if they're gonna go all out.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Come up with a zero version of.
You know what I really like? I like caffeine-free Coke, not because it's caffeine-free, but because there's a different taste to it that I kind of like. It tastes different than regular Coke. Which I don't know if the caffeine itself has a flavor. I don't know, but here's the truth. If I had to have one, soft drink to end all soft drinks, and that was the last one I could have, I would probably get a McDonald's fountain Coke, because they do something magical with those things. There's more something's different. I don't know what it is, but they're amazing. It's the only time I really like Coke. And then, but then if that's off the table, I'll probably do a Pepsi or. Maybe Dr. Pepper with cherry in it or something. I don't know.
AMC Theaters, as somebody was pointing out, TVZ Gone, the AMC Theaters and their fountain drink dispensers, it used to be you'd have to make your own orange vanilla Coke Zero. But now they've got that as a button. Finally, after having it, available in cans for months, now they finally have a little button you can press for orange vanilla, the Randy Jordan flavor of Coke Zero.
I would agree. And they had them at the movie theater the other night. I noticed. I didn't get it, but I noticed it. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to try. I do want to go see Rocket Man this weekend, but boy, the weekend is already filling up so quickly.
I got the same problem. This weekend is not going to be.
That reminds me.
A lot of free time.
Really good time for us to discuss this. Are we doing a Memorial Day show?
Yeah, I think so. Unless you've got stuff. Do you have stuff?
Nope, I don't have anything. I'm going to a birthday party the night before, but I should be rough and ready and actually probably have some good stories because I'm going to a birthday party with the crazy neighbors. So
Yeah.
there hopefully will be a story to tell for Monday morning.
Good. We'll do that then.
Yeah.
I don't have
All right, cool.
and I think Schleicher was even saying it was better for him because his kids are both home and his wife's home. So
Oh, cool. All right.
can do
Well,
the
if we
show.
can guarantee a Schleicher, then let's do it for sure.
yeah, we're doing a show. Our bosses are dicks. They don't let us have days off.
They don't let us have days off.
Coca-Cola is bringing back this Coke, and Stranger Things is the reason. Creators Ross and Matt Duffers, I didn't know they were brothers. That's kind of cool. Came up with the idea to bring new Coke back as a way to promote the show, which starts streaming on Netflix on July 4th. This will be its third season.
Don't you remember them being called the Duffer Brothers?
No, for some reason I thought there was somebody named Duffer, but I thought it was just a dude. I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
That's
Duffer
cool
Brothers.
though. I like all these brothers getting stuff done, man.
Totally. Well,
great.
and siblings,
Siblings.
Wachowskis.
Yeah, Wachowski. Well, they're not doing much, but like the Russo brothers are killing it, right? I mean, those guys are on
Coen
fire.
brothers, Russo brothers.
Jonas
The
brothers.
Farrelly brothers haven't done anything in a while either, but what did you say?
I said Jonas brothers, but they don't count.
The
They're
Jonas
not-
brothers.
yeah. The Farrellys they did one of the Farrellys, I forget which one, and then the brother also the other Farrelly directed a few of them, but that's that show I keep telling you about, that Loudermilk show.
Mm.
That's
Oh, right. Yes.
That's a Farrelly gig. It's good. It's very funny. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's see here. Third season, by the way, takes place during the summer of '85. Boy, I love the summer of '85. It's a good
I know.
It's a great year, dude. I have very fond memories of '85. '85 was a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says because New Coke was a flop, consumers reacted so poorly to the new drink that they pulled it from shelves just after a few months. New Coke was rebranded as Coke 2 and sold in some places after '85, but this is the first time Coke is bringing back New Coke with that branding. Bringing New Coke back is a way for Coca-Cola to, quote, not take ourselves too seriously, unquote, says Stuart Cronage, president of Coke's Sparkling Business Unit. And
Sparkling Business Unit.
I like that. Senior VP of Marketing at Coke in America. Yes.
So what do you think they do as far as the regular Coke? Are they going to, for this duration, are they going to rebrand the old Coke as Classic?
See, that would be perfect because you forget. We all forget that was the result, right?
Yeah. And then it's going to be funny that you've got WoW Classic and Coke Classic both
Yeah.
out right now.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had my druthers, I'd prefer that they did the full deal, like give us classic Coke and have new Coke, and then have it go away in the same way. But they're probably not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice, but yeah.
Aren't those kids all in college by now? What's going on with the Stranger Things cast?
they're gonna be 20-year-olds still playing kids in 1987 for
Yeah.
Stranger Things season 6.
Yeah, no kidding. It really does seem like they're. I mean, I thought that show was going to be anthology-like, sort of one season with these kids, the next season some totally different cast and story, but it would be part of the same universe, kind of Fargo style is what I thought it would be.
Right.
They didn't do that.
Yeah. Nope, just following these kids.
Yeah, these kids. How can I help these kids?
These kids.
Hostess is in the news. Speaking of things you shouldn't be eating. They're now selling Ding Dong and Twinkie flavored coffees.
Ugh.
You'd try it, come on, wouldn't you? Would you try
I don't
one?
like my coffee overly sweet. I like it a little bit sweet, and that's why I do like a packet of Splenda and like a 16-ounce coffee.
Maybe you could put like
Big coffee mugs.
I have another matcha tea here matcha tea. Matcha tea from phoenixpearltea.com.
Very good.
Anyway, Hostess Ding Dongs, Twinkies, Snowballs, and Honey Buns also buried the lead there. You can now sip these.
The snowballs might be interesting because it'd be like a sweet coconut flavor.
Yeah, no, that would be all right, probably. Or maybe just don't tell us that it's a snowball-based thing and just say, oh, it's coconut-flavored something.
Well, but it's going to be Hostess is the one who's selling these, so they want to do the cross-brand thing. Like, oh, you like Ding Dongs, do you?
This is
now
true.
you can have a cup of coffee that tastes like it.
This is all true. These are K-Cups, by the way, for your Keurig. They come in a pack of 12 for individual flavors as well as a 72-count variety pack. Right now, you'll need to go to one of the specific retailers to get them. Hostess coffees can currently be found at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, which is a 41-store chain in Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, and Wisconsin. and at Rural King, which has over 100 stores in a 13-state area. Neither of these are here nor near me. So.
Neither, yeah, exactly. I love that you can get it at Plains Farm and Fleet.
Yep.
Like, go buy a saddle, some oats, and some Hostess flavors for your.
So I get
your Keurig.
I get the farm pipe, or what's Fleet? If you're selling Fleet, what are you selling?
I don't know. Plains Farm and Fleet. Let's see here. I'm curious too.
Fleet. What is
Plain? That's not a store. That's a major appliance.
Great brand.
So
great
they sell. Okay, like it's hardware. It's almost like a Home Depot with farm stuff.
Yeah. Looks like it's just like a
farm and livestock supplies, as well as welding gear and tools and stuff like that, but still does not explain what the Fleet is. Oh, trucks?
Well, Fleet is usually trucks and cars, right?
Yeah, right. So
like
they
the FBI has a fleet of cars, or
I'm guessing you can rent them like you can Home Depot, like get a.
Oh, right. So they probably got like a little Bobcat stuff you can rent for your big yard or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Probably that.
Yep.
Loading and servicing equipment, that sort of stuff. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, get your
Well,
K-Cup.
it's a bummer because I don't have a Keurig machine. I have a Nescafe.
Well, maybe they'll.
George Clooney sold me on the Nescafe, Scott.
Everything's George Clooney flavored. That was your mistake.
It all smells like old man and polo aftershave.
That sounds right. What's he doing? I haven't heard from him in ages. What's going on with
He's doing Nescafe commercials with Natalie Dormer from Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's right. She's in there.
Yeah.
She was also really good on the Tudors. She's fantastic on that.
Yeah. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Her perpetual smirk.
There's something about her face that it imprints itself on you, and you don't forget her face. There's something about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't figure that out.
People are saying Catch-22. Recently in Catch-22.
It's a movie?
Is there a new Catch-22? Is that a new thing?
Is that a movie? I don't know. Let's see. George.
Oh, it's a Hulu original.
Oh.
Huh.
So he's busy with some streamy deal. That's cool. I'm down with that. Oh, yeah, here it is. Hulu's Catch-22. He says he resisted the call to be in it because he wasn't sure about streaming stuff, but fell in love with the script and decided to do it because he really likes it. It's a remake of a classic. I've never heard of Catch-22. Is that a...
Yeah, it's an old novel, Joseph Heller novel, and an old... God, I can't even remember who was in the movie. Let's see. Was there a movie? I think there was a movie. Let's see. Catch-22 film. Yeah, there we go. 1970 with Alan Arkin, Richard Benjamin, Martin Sheen, John Voight, Bob Newhart, and Art Garfunkel.
Art Garfunkel. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
He had by the way, I didn't know this. He directed and wrote Suburbicon, which did not do well at all.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the logo, like the movie poster for it, but never saw any of the.
Not Ben Affleck, the other one, the Bourne Identity guy. What's his name? Can't think of his name. Matt Damon.
Damon, yeah.
Matt Damon movie, and it made only $5.8 million. That's what he was busy with, and 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. Boy George,
wow.
Boy George. I just said that's great.
Boy George, I gotta watch this. Bob Newhart plays Major.
Oh,
Anthony Perkins, Martin Sheen, John Voight, Orson Welles, Art Garfunkel, Norman Fell.
Yeah.
We
love these guys. Yeah.
Ropers are in there.
Yeah. We need to check it out.
I'm gonna have to watch the original, but I think I'm gonna have to watch the new one too.
All right, good job, George. Anyway, the point. What was my point with that? I forgot. Oh, because you have a thing and you don't have the other thing. That's what you were saying.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't have a Keurig. You have the.
Oh, right. I have the Nescafe.
You don't have the thing. You have the other thing.
The other thing. Yeah. I don't know what.
Didn't make any sense. All right, final story. A Norwegian horse girl in the news. I don't know if you've seen these videos. These are amazing. So here's the deal. She trots and gallops perfectly on all fours, just like an animal does. And you'd think, oh, that's not that big a deal. No, when you see this, you'll just be like, what the crap? How is this even physically possible? So chat room, I'm going to pull this up. We got a little video.
Is she hot to trot? That's going to be my... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Look at this.
This is like...
She looks like a cheetah or something. Like with the big hind legs. Now here she comes. She's going to come
that's
trotting.
Loud. Geez, loud music. Norway.
See, that looks like an animal coming down the street.
Right,
That's
right,
a
wearing
lady.
a red jumper.
Yep.
But she totally does the whole like.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
And some doctors and other sort of physical experts say that she should be in pain from this. This should be bad. But she says she
Right.
doesn't hurt at all, and she loves doing it, and it feels good, and she doesn't, it's not giving her aches and pains or problems with. I mean, maybe not yet. Maybe she's not old enough. But look at that. She just jumped over that freaking
Picnic bench.
Yeah.
My hands would hurt so much.
Oh, no,
'cause
everything
you're
about this
bending
hurts.
you're bending them out like this.
Yeah.
And it would just hurt like heck.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. She claims she's
Yeah,
fascinated
sorry,
by animals.
Maisie Williams. I think we need her to play Wolfsbane in the New Mutants.
Yeah, I'm into it. Oh wait, I didn't know she was playing Wolfsbane. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why did I not know that? I feel like I should know that.
Because it keeps getting pushed out and further back.
Oh, maybe that's bad.
Yeah.
Bad sign for that thing. Anyway, she claims she's been fascinated with animals her whole life, and now it's all come out. She's been doing this since she was a kid, so she's sort of used to it. But she doesn't feel any pain.
Yeah,
She says she experiences no muscle pain. I mean, maybe she's just conditioned to do it now to the point where this actually keeps her in shape. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, there's your news for the day. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here talking tech, and then Nicole with recommendals. Before that, a break song with Brian Ibbett.
Yeah, now this one has a little bit of a story behind it, and so
a sad
you
story,
may want
or
to cover
a-
your ears.
Okay.
A little bit of a sad story, and I'm trying to find the email that I got with this. Shoot, where is it? Hold on, sorry.
No.
I thought here it is right here. Okay, so Robin wrote in, requested this. Brian, I'm Robin from Wichita, Kansas. Recently, a local musician was in an absolutely tragic car accident where her niece and mother were killed.
Ugh.
She's currently recovering, and there's been a huge outpouring of love from the community. I want to help get her story out there along with her music. I know her personally, and she's a wonderful person and a gem of our community. Her name is Jenny Wood, and she's a household name in Wichita. I want to request one of my favorite songs from her shoegaze band, Team Tremolo. She's also in the bands Jenny Wood and the Watchers and the Flaming Wailers, a band that covers Flaming Lips in reggae style. The song request is a song called Slipping the Noose by Team Tremolo. This is from the album Intruder, which came out a couple of years ago. This is very Mazzy Star, very pretty. Slipping the Noose by Team Tremolo.
I was just watching Black Panther on my flight back. That's a good movie, Black Panther. Black people had to wait way too long for a superhero franchise, right? They had to make it past Ant-Man. That's crazy long. They're like, can we have a superhero movie? And they were like, no. First, Paul Rudd needs to play an ant. So, you're going to have to wait.
Whoops. I was laughing so hard I forgot that.
Here we go.
All right, we're back. Nobody should lose anybody in a car. You know that? A car accident?
No, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
that bums me out. Gosh dang it.
Who was the comedian there?
I don't know his name. I found it one day on YouTube, and I captured it, and then I forgot his name and didn't name the file after him, and now I don't know. But he's very funny. It appears.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
You know what though? Hey, come on. Ant-Man was great, and Paul Rudd is magic in Avengers Endgame.
He is, but you got to admit, it's a pretty good point. It's like
It is a pretty good point, but still.
it's like, hey, sorry,
I want-
you can't have your all black cast quite yet. We got to get Ant-Man.
Right, we have
and-
to do Ant-Man.
Yeah. We got to get that out first. It's pretty funny.
I'd forgotten how funny the interplay between Rocket Raccoon and Ant-Man is in that film. Oh, look at the puppy all excited. You want to go to space, little puppy?
It was really good. How many people out there have not seen Endgame yet? Go see it. So good. So good. All right. Tom Merritt? I think so.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
so. I can see no reason why not. Like, no one has presented evidence to the contrary. So here it is. Let's play his intro.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is Tom Merritt, who joins us now all the way from Los Angeles, California. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Scott and Brian.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you as always.
Wow. Boy, someone's a fan of the Blues.
Listen, man.
I haven't seen you be a hockey fan. I've seen you be a baseball fan. I don't think I've ever seen a hockey fan, Tom.
Listen, Brian.
Wow.
I'm not a bandwagoner.
Is there a bet or something going on?
I don't talk about the Blues often because there's just never anything to talk about.
Right.
Until now.
I see. So, but I mean, are you winning a bet?
The last time the St. Louis Blues were in the Stanley Cup Finals was about a month before I was born.
Right. Oh, and this is of course. I mean, you're St. Louis. Anybody is winning. Yeah, he's in.
The Blues went to the Stanley Cup Finals every year for the first 3 years they existed until I was born.
Wow. So let me ask a question I've always had. How come you're not some freakazoid fan guy of all the teams in Illinois, the state you're actually from and grew up in, but you instead are all these Minnesota teams or whoever? Not Minnesota.
I will not dignify that with a response, sir.
Because I never hear you talk. You never talk about the Bears. You never talk about the.
Listen, if someone drew an arbitrary line,
Missouri is what I meant
between Jordan and Salt Lake City. Yeah. And then asked you, you never talk about Phoenix teams. You're part of Arizona. What would you say?
All right, it's a fair point. Although, the way it works
when
right
I was
here,
growing up, we were 45 minutes from Busch Stadium, about 50 minutes from the Checker Dome. So, if you wanted to see pro sports, that's where you went. You went to see the Cardinals, both baseball and football. You went to see the Blues. If you wanted to go see Chicago, first of all, you had to drive 7 hours to get there. And second of all, you had to deal with all those people in Chicago who didn't think you were part of their state because you weren't in Chicago.
Right. All right. This is interesting because I think there's something. So lately I've been having these conversations with friends about Overwatch League and why it's succeeding and in some places more than others. And I think it's the locality thing. They've decided to make them city teams instead of just random teams. And so I think there's really something to that. What you're saying is it's a community-based decision. It's also lots of conveniences about location and stuff, but also...
Yeah. I mean, if we picked the local paper was the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. The four local broadcast television stations were all from St. Louis. The way you got to go see a team was, my mom was born in St. Louis. She went to Notre Dame High School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is, that's what it does confuse people when you say you're from Illinois near St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
I thought Illinois was entirely inside the boundaries of Chicago.
Well, it's better than what I think about Canadians. I think they're all
2 or 3 of us out.
Yeah. Toronto's across
all
the street
Blues
from...
players are Canadian.
Right.
What football team, do you do Kansas City?
That's an interesting point, Ibit. I grew up as a St. Louis Cardinals football fan, and the Arizona Cardinals still tug at my heartstrings because they use that logo that I grew up with. But I left Greenville to go to University of Illinois at the same time that the Cardinals left St. Louis to go to Arizona. Okay. All my family that stayed behind were Rams fans until they left to come back to L.A. I never became a Rams fan because I wasn't there while they were there.
Right, you missed that one.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I kind of loved the Vikings growing up as my second team, so I kind of adopted them for a long time, and I still like the Vikings somewhat. But I guess the Raiders are my team now by marriage because my wife is a huge Raiders fan.
In Utah,
you married the Raiders.
Yeah, you married into it. You married into it. But here in Utah, it's always you are either a Denver fan or you are a San Francisco 49ers fan.
Oh, interesting.
Or once in a while, some crazy person will be a Raiders fan, but most of the time, it's that. And I don't know why. I think Denver for proximity.
I wonder if the Raiders moving to Las Vegas will change that.
That's what I was just about to ask. Are you going to still be Raiders fans when they're the Las Vegas Raiders?
I think they're absolutely going to be Raiders fans, and they're only going to grow because they can get to Vegas in 4.5 hours. Suddenly becomes the most Proximus team we have in the NFL because everything else is too far. I think the reason we like the 49ers was Steve Young years, and it just stuck.
Sure.
Because he was from BYU. And then I think we have this thing with Denver because of proximity. But when Vegas gets the Raiders, that changes everything. I bet the Raiders become the default Utah team after a while. It'll take a little while, but yeah.
Yeah.
People will sway their alliances.
If you drew a radiating circle from Salt Lake City out to hit the next closest football major NFL team.
Yeah. So sorry, Denver. We love you. but it ain't
That's
gonna.
all right.
We're gonna have to have a breakup here and go. We're gonna have to cheat on you with the Raiders.
Also, I have a bunch of family out in Massachusetts. My cousin Roxy, who lived out in LA for a while, is a big Bruins fan. So I'm gonna try to get a little stake bet going with them.
Sure, a little rivalry.
Is her last name Merritt also?
Yeah, me and one of my best friends from elementary school have been trading text messages all morning. He's been sending me pictures of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch coverage and all this stuff. It's been fun.
Jeez, look at you reliving the sports days. That's fantastic. Well,
he sent me a 1979 program from a blues game that our Catholic youth organization went to, because that used to be the big thing. The CYO would take us to blues games every year, because I think Paul Ransom was the guy running the youth organization, and he was a huge hockey fan.
Yeah, for us it was Jazz games. Boo.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was a good time to be a Jazz fan then, so I don't want to poo-poo it too much, because we had a pretty good team in the 80s.
Now, if you raise up your hands at a game, does that make them Jazz hands?
Yes, you have to do this.
only if you do this.
Yeah, you got to do this. You got to do a little
bit
of
score,
this.
Does everybody go?
Yeah.
If you actually, we are known for being very obnoxious at the free throw line. In our games, and people get really up there and loud and all, and they do that in every team. But apparently we're like the worst, and the players hate us. And I don't know why. We're dicks. We're dicks. Hey, speaking of dicks, not true. Let's talk about technology. Technology, everybody.
Well,
the morning.
I mean, maybe it's not that far off.
Oh, really? All right. Well, tell us.
So I figure anybody who watches the morning stream and Daily Tech News Show already knows all of the stuff about the Huawei deal, but there might be a lot of folks in TMS land who are like, I'm still a little confused by what's going on.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe I'd give you a quick summary of where things stand today.
I like it.
Essentially, the short version is Huawei, if you don't know, is a technology company from China which makes cell phones. That's probably what they're most famous for worldwide, but they make most of their money off making networking equipment, the switches and routers and things that go into building networks. And Huawei provides very affordable versions of these routers. And with everybody building new 5G networks, the United States got concerned because there certainly is evidence of a connection between Huawei and the Chinese government. You pretty much can't run a business in China without being in some way connected to the Chinese government and the Communist Party. Mm-hmm. And in particular, the founder and CEO of China is a former army member. So while there's no definitive evidence of a connection, there's a lot of suspicions about that. There's also never been evidence of any kind of foul play by Huawei and putting backdoors in their networking equipment, but there's a lot of suspicions and a lot of cautiousness about using Huawei equipment and building networks because of that on the US side. There's a lot of suspicion around it. So that, combined with the fact that China and the United States are in a trade dispute, has led the United States government to place Huawei on what's called an entity list. They did this to a company called ZTE last year. It caused ZTE to have to shut down temporarily while they negotiated an agreement with the United States, and now ZTE is back in business. The entity list basically says that no U.S. company can sell anything to a company on the entity list without getting a special license from the Department of Commerce. Huawei, of course, builds phones and builds servers that use parts from Intel, Qualcomm, Quavo, Micron, the list goes on, meaning that if they can't buy parts from them, it will be very difficult for them to figure out how to build their equipment.
Right.
In addition, Google, of course, provides Android for Huawei, and outside of China, that is the normal Google apps and Google supported Android. So if Google can no longer provide that support, there will be no Google apps on any Huawei phone, even outside of China, and there would be a delay in security updates. The way security updates work in Android is Google develops them usually and then gives them to their partners in advance so they can get them all prepped so that when they show up on the open source Android page, which is available freely to all, the companies that manufacture Android phones already have them. If Google can't do that with Huawei anymore, then Huawei would have to wait for security updates to show up on the Android open source project and then implement them. They'd get them, they'd just get them on a delayed schedule.
And who knows how much hacking could take place before they get those.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a race with security updates, but certainly not ideal, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have a Huawei phone right now, you're okay. Any existing certified phone can continue to get updates to Google Apps, can continue to be in the Google ecosystem that way, but it wouldn't get the security updates except for one last piece of information, which is that the Department of Commerce issued a temporary license for 90 days, allowing companies to do business with Huawei for the purposes of maintaining their networks, because a lot of rural and small ISPs in the United States have Huawei equipment right now, and if they couldn't do business with Huawei, they couldn't properly maintain their networks. Department of Commerce is saying, we want you to use this time to get off of Huawei, but they're allowed to do it, and to provide security updates. So Google can continue to provide security updates in advance to Huawei, so that anybody with a Huawei phone will continue to get those security updates in a timely fashion. Also today, the BBC reported that ARM, which is a company that licenses its designs for mobile chips, has told its staff to stop doing business with Huawei, which means that Huawei would not only have a problem not getting parts from US customers, but that Huawei couldn't even use ARM designs, which instead of saying, well, we could take an ARM design and build our own, because Huawei owns its own chip company, they make a Kirin processor, future processors wouldn't even be able to use the ARM design. They'd have to start entirely from scratch. Huawei says it's got supplies. There's a report out that says they've got about 3 months worth of supplies that they can keep building their stuff. They say they're developing their own operating system. They're putting on a brave face and saying, we'll weather this storm. US is being a bully. It's going to be fine. But it increasingly looks very difficult for Huawei to survive this.
Wow. So the only question I would have is, why can't somebody, if it's all just suspicion, it feels a little bullying. If it's just suspicion, can't we find out if they're really got backdoors and all the stuff? Like, why can't we find that out?
Well, that's a tough one, and a very political one, honestly. The UK actually has an organization in place to investigate Huawei equipment and decide if it's safe to be used. They recently put out a report that said, we have thoroughly investigated the most recent Huawei equipment. We have found vulnerabilities, but those vulnerabilities are not malicious. They are the kind of vulnerabilities you find from time to time in software. And while Huawei, this is not their words, but my summary is, while Huawei may not be very good at the software, they may not be very fast at patching their vulnerabilities, it doesn't look like there's anything malicious in there. So on the one side, you can say, well, look, you've got the UK auditing this. They've been doing it for years. They haven't found anything. What's the big deal? On the other hand, you're talking about spy stuff. And if you're in the intelligence community, you're like, yeah, but I've got reason to believe that they are motivated to do things like that. And because of the way networking equipment works, and it's particularly the networking equipment, not so much the handsets that are the concern here. The way networking equipment works, Huawei pushes out firmware update, just like you get firmware updates pushed to your devices. And the worry is at any time, one of those updates could carry a backdoor that might not be detected. Most telecoms say, look, we audit these updates very closely to make sure there aren't any backdoors in them. But there's even been evidence that vulnerabilities have shown up that could have been exploited as a backdoor, although they don't appear to be designed as one, and have been patched very quickly in Europe. And that's the other worry, is like, well, maybe they know about these vulnerabilities that don't look like they're designed and they could take advantage of them. But that's also true of any equipment. So it really doesn't come down to technology in that case. It comes down to how much do you trust Huawei and China to continue to operate in an above board manner. And the US doesn't trust them right now.
Right. Yeah, this is interesting to me. I want to see how it all pans out. By the way, they have a notebook on their website called the MateBook Pro.
Yeah, it's actually considered one of the best Windows laptops out there, and Microsoft recently removed it from the Microsoft Store.
Right.
Although Microsoft has not officially said anything about whether Windows will continue to be supported on Huawei equipment or not.
It's a beautiful
again,
notebook.
with Microsoft, it's not so much about the laptop, it's about the servers that are used in that networking infrastructure.
Right. Well, they better figure this out or else they're gone, right? Like, this will be the end of this company. They can't do this. They can't live.
Unlike ZTE, Huawei has a better chance of weathering a storm. There is a lot of indication that, for instance, 2 carriers in the UK have said they're going to stop selling Huawei handsets for their 5G systems until this is cleared up. Carriers in Japan have said the same thing. A lot of Southeast Asian customers are starting to back off of Huawei purchases, or at least saying they are. So yeah, it looks pretty bad for Huawei. On the other hand, Huawei is a much bigger organization and has a lot more support worldwide in markets than ZTE. So I think they could survive for a while. I think they could dig in. I think they saw this coming when it happened to ZTE and prepared. But it certainly is going to scale back their business quite a bit. It's going to hurt them, if not shut them down.
Yeah. Well, this is more information than I've gotten anywhere else. So that's what you can get from the Daily Tech News Show. That's what Tom does. He just comes out there and he just goes, and everyone goes, man, how come I didn't know all this?
And he puts it into a language I can understand.
That's right. I like that.
That's what I want to put on the tin. Yeah.
I like that.
even Brian can understand DTNS.
There you go. So tune into that.
Language even you can understand with a big point now.
That's happening later today, 2:30 Mountain Time. I'll be there today.
You know what else is happening today?
What else? What else?
Politics
Whoa.
with me filling in for Justin Robert Young.
Hold on, 5 Ps?
66% more politics when
right, 5 of them.
Wow.
I do all 5, Justin.
I've heard Justin seemed very happy for the first little bit there. So how's that going? I guess that's again today, right?
Yeah, I did my first extra, the one that goes out to the politics Patreons, and it was fun. It seems to have been well received. So I'm a little nervous about today, where I have to do the full on show. But Justin told me just do the show that I would do. Don't try to do his show. So we'll see how it works out. I've already got some ideas of what's going into it, though, and I probably will do a Huawei explainer like I just did now on there as well. But now that you've already heard that, there will be other things. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I won't bore you.
There will be more, but I like the political connections to this whole rigmarole.
Oh, totally.
Of
and it'll be a different angle on that show because that's PX3. I'll talk a lot more about the political angle.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's awesome. Well, do check that out. That'll be happening a little bit later. Tom Merritt, anything else before we let you go today?
Oh, yeah. Comedy Film Nerds. I just appeared on the Comedy Film Nerds podcast, which those guys are nice enough to invite me about once a year to show up. And it's always a blast. We had a good time talking about Rocket Man, the Elton John movie, and John Wick, and a bunch of other film stuff. So check that out at the Comedy Film Nerds.
.com, right? Very cool. I'm looking at it now. That is correct. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter. DailyTechNewsShow.com. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Go Blues.
Go. Big shocker. Go Blues. What a shock.
Go Blues.
All right. I can't believe it had a glass there, too. You had the clothes, hat.
I know. Yeah, and the Blues, St. Louis Blues glass.
It's crazy. He is into it, man. All right. Nicole's showing offline, which could be a bad sign.
Uh-oh.
We're about to find out.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-oh is right. Hold on a second. Whoops. I'm going to save the show and then text her.
Okay.
Oh, did she text me? No. Okay, I'm texting her. Nicole. Hi. You on today?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
All right, we'll see what she says. Doesn't it seem like, though, if your company says they didn't do anything, and if you go look at their stuff and can't find any evidence that they did anything, isn't that weird? That seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, what's to stop them from... I know it's a Chinese company, and the idea is that we're, in some ways we're opposed, we're enemies in a weird way. I don't know. That's effed up. I don't want to think about it. It's too stupid. Yeah, the U.S. hasn't made any specific claims. It's just like this weird little poke in the butt along with the tariff stuff.
Right.
Which is also horseshit because we're the ones paying the tariffs, not China. Whatever. Make any sense to me. We're frenemies. Says Amish Overlord. You're right.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, no answer from Nicole.
Uneasy alliance.
Yes, there you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Well,
no response. Should we just start? And
we could start. If she comes in, great. She's been added, so she can join.
Cool.
From wherever she is. Let's see if she's changed color. Oh, she has changed color. Hold on.
Oh,
that might.
I heard Nicole never changes her spots, but.
Oh, her reply in text is, "Oh shit, today is Wednesday." I wonder if she has a recommendal. Guess we're about to find out.
Yeah. That's why she goes last, so that she could come up with a recommendal.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's try this again. All right, we're ringing her.
One ringy-dingy, two ringy-dingies, three ringy-dingies.
Let's see what she says. Because I can't tell if that's
right, a yes, I'm coming, or a
yes.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm right.
Yeah, I'm out. Or yeah, maybe she's in the car for all I know. I shouldn't eat while we're doing this, but now that we're on pause,
Yeah, it's all edited out.
My wife made me this now cold breakfast.
Aw, she's got to time it better. She knows you do a show, Scott.
I know.
You know, this isn't a new thing. We've been doing this for 8 years.
Not the best timing. But... All right, she's not answering.
All right, well,
we'll start, and then she comes in. How about that?
That works.
All right, we're doing this. We're doing recommendals. Nicole's not here yet, but we hope she shows. If she doesn't, that's okay, because we brought our stuff. If she does, that'd be even better, because she'll bring her stuff. This is where we talk about stuff from streaming services that we watched and liked. We always start with Brian. Brian, you want to set anything up here?
Yeah, this is an older, as a matter of fact, probably around the time that Catch-22 was being written. This is being written. Oh, there's Nicole. Yay!
Oh, here she is. Yay!
Do you want to give her music real quick? All right, there you go. That's legit now. Nicole, welcome. Hi.
I forgot today was Wednesday.
I saw that in your text. Did you have you had a weird week or something?
Well,
going
it's
crazy?
the last week of school, so
yeah, dude.
It's that whole frenzy thing that happens.
Oh my God. Yeah, and I can imagine it's going to get even crazier after this week.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just taking it day by day.
Plus, we're about to have a bunch of people graduate in our extended family.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy because I don't want to go all of these graduations. I hate this time of year. It's the worst time of year. Just everyone leave me alone. I want to play freaking Assassin's Creed in my bedroom. Sure. Anyway, hey, we were just getting to the point where Brian was going to describe his thing, and then you popped in.
Yes.
So let's.
His thing?
Yeah, he's going to describe his thing.
Jamie?
Hey, Brian, why don't you describe your thing for us?
I'm going to describe my movie. How's that?
Okay.
Better.
This is a
You have
movie,
a clip?
and it's as old as it's older than Catch-22. So there, people.
A tale as old as time.
Oh,
that's right.
Very nice. All right, well, I'll just play it. Here we go. See what we get.
Yeah.
Cary Grant and this year's Academy Award winner Grace Kelly, two exciting personalities who were made for each other. And now Alfred Hitchcock brings them into very close contact in this perfect tale of romantic intrigue, filmed on the beautiful French Riviera.
You have a very strong grip, the kind a burglar needs.
Very strong grip.
That's why you came out here, isn't it?
The scandalous romance that shocked even the blasé international set between this restless, thrill-hunting American heiress and the notorious man of mystery the French underworld called the Cat. For the game they played was not played for money, and the characters they played with played for keeps. No one but Hitchcock could create such relentless excitement.
So I'm guessing you saw a Hitchcock movie.
It is a Hitchcock movie. I just love that trailer more than anything because of the phrases like two exciting personalities that we've put into close contact with one another.
Yeah. I like the even the blasé European set or whatever. Yeah, the international set. The hell.
They don't make trailers like that anymore. That's for
I
sure.
know, way to insult a potential audience there.
Okay.
Do you know the film, knowing that it's Cary Grant, Grace Kelly, and Alfred Hitchcock?
It's not North by Northwest or North
It is
South
not,
by
but that's-
what is it? It's North South.
North by Northwest, yeah. That is Cary Grant and Alfred Hitchcock. But
Rear Window.
No.
that's Grace Kelly and Alfred Hitchcock, so well done.
You're getting there.
But that's
yeah.
Hold on. It's To Die Another Time. No.
No, but it seems like that would be another James Bond movie.
Yeah.
2 is the right beginning.
Sorry,
To Catch a Thief.
To Catch a Thief.
To catch a thief. To die another day.
To die another day from a thief.
So Cary Grant is the whole thing takes place in the French.
That's
sorry.
Nicole.
I don't know.
That's Nicole. She's got issues.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Cool stuff. I'm sorry.
So you go into your FaceTime.
Principal's calling me.
Oh, geez. Do you need to get that? Is that
No,
important? Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Cary Grant plays a cat burglar living on the French Riviera. There's a new string of crimes that's taking place, and of course he gets blamed, even though he's retired and is kind of just, not doing the crime thing anymore. But they use him to, or he gets involved in trying to catch the real burglar so he can clear his name. And Grace Kelly plays a woman that he meets at the beach. Actually, I guess where he meets her in a restaurant, and then they kind of go from there. And they're just awesome. Cary Grant and Grace Kelly.
Yeah, they were great together.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a fun film. It's streaming on Amazon Prime right now.
Oh, cool.
And boy, there's just something about old movies like this that you don't see anymore. Like the driving with the very obvious screen in the background and things like that.
When it wasn't even green screen, it was just like a screen back there. It was great.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started watching an older movie and I could not get through it.
Really?
I have memories of liking the movie, but when I actually watched it as an adult again, I'm like, why did I like? So Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is streaming on Amazon, and I just thought that was boring.
Oh, really?
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, that's too bad. I loved that movie when I was growing up. Maybe I wouldn't like it either.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's some things that probably don't hold up, but
maybe.
Well, I've known. So we've been doing a bunch of these old movies because we're doing the 200 best movies of all time on Current Geek, and Tom and I have been watching these, and some of them are very old, like in the 30s and 40s and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been surprised how much I have enjoyed them. A lot of them I hadn't seen. Like I never saw Casablanca ever before. I'd never seen. What's the movie everyone thinks is the greatest movie of all time? But the
Rosebud.
Yes,
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. I'd never seen Citizen Kane, so I got to see that for the first time. Like some of this stuff's blowing my mind. I thought it was really good, but then there have been a couple of times with ones I had seen, and then I'd watch it again and go, "Oh, this is like really slow. Like, why is this so slow?" But then there are things like that you see all the time, like Mary, for the savings and loan, Mary, that thing.
Right.
It's
a Wonderful Life.
It's still good and totally holds up. Like. It's weird. It's a weird mix, but Nicole, I totally feel you. It's hard sometimes to get into that
kind of
old
like
stuff.
White Christmas. I had never seen it, and I just kept on picturing a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie. It's like one little bit of it. They sing White Christmas,
right?
And then the rest is like a military movie.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You all think
one that they go to an old chalet that and they put on a performance.
Yeah,
right?
It's like Danny Kaye and. I don't know.
And his brother, and then they meet up with two sisters.
Yeah, it's like
and
a whole
Margaret,
thing.
Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby. Oh, that's
Bing
Holiday
Crosby,
Inn is the one I'm thinking of.
Is it Bing Crosby?
Again,
I think it's Bing Crosby.
What my perception of that movie is, because the song White Christmas, I'm dreaming of White Christmas. I actually watched the movie, and I'm like, what is this? This is not a Christmas movie.
What I like is that you just saying, "I dream of White Christmas" is what you said, and you sang it.
I say that?
You said, "I dream of White Christmas."
Of White Christmas.
That was awesome. All right. Well, here's mine for the week. It is something that is showing currently on, let's say it's in real time, happening episode by episode on a modern streaming service. Let's put it that way. So this is the opposite of old. This is actually brand new, but it is talking about something that is now rather old. That's the only hint you're going to get. Here you go.
Nuclear fuel doesn't turn cold simply because it is not on fire. In fact, the temperature will likely rise as a result of the blanket of sand we dropped. The uranium will melt the sand, creating a kind of lava, which will begin to melt down through the shield below.
You've made lava.
I anticipated this.
Okay.
Chernobyl.
Yeah,
I'm
Chernobyl.
not even watching it. I don't want to watch it.
It is so
I don't.
good.
My mom works at a nuclear plant.
Right. And I mean, I get that they're going to be. I mean, they don't hold back. Like the effects of severe radiation exposure, especially to like the first responders and firefighters and people that showed up to when the thing blew up, and what they deteriorated to in very short fashion, is very very realistically depicted, and it's not going to be for everybody if that's a thing you don't like in Nicole's case. If it's the thing you're just like, oh man, I don't know, nuclear meltdown, stuff like that. But I absolutely think this is going to win every possible miniseries based award it can win. I hope it gets actor nominations and actress nominations. It better get all of it, and it better win whatever key category it's in. It's a miniseries, so I don't know what that is. I guess best miniseries or whatever it is.
Yeah, and you get best actor in a miniseries, best actress in a miniseries, and stuff like
they
that.
should get all of it because it's something else, man.
Love Jared Harris, and as soon as I heard his voice, it's like, oh man, Jared Harris is so great.
He's great in everything, and he's so good in so many different kinds of things. He plays this really great belter terrorist on season 1 of the Expanse. He's fantastic in there, and affects that weird outer belt accent thing they created for that show in such a way that it's just the most believable, amazing voice. And then he's the Stutter
Mad
King.
Men.
Oh man, was he in Mad Men?
He was for a while. It was Sterling Cooper Draper Price. He was Price.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
oh, that's crazy. And he's also Richard Harris's son. That I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That's crazy. I can kind of see it now. They have the same mouth. Oh, weird.
Yeah, and he's going to be in the upcoming Marvel Morbius film.
Oh, good. Well, he deserves to be everywhere. He's really compelling. And in this, he's just incredible. And again, it feels like a whole different character. He just really embodies who he's being. But also this, he's Swedish, and I forget his name. I always forget his name, but there's this old Swedish actor that's in everything you've ever seen. Was in Marvel. It was in the first Avengers movie. He was the scientist that got poked with the Tesseract poker. And
not Stellan Skarsgård.
Maybe it is Stellan Skarsgård. That's it. Stellan Skarsgård. He's in it. He plays Boris. This.
I think he was even in Endgame, wasn't he? Didn't he?
He may have been. He may have been. I don't remember, but the guy's awesome, and he plays this guy named Boris, who's this high up in the Communist Party thing. I may have mentioned this before, but I'll mention it here if I didn't. I swear I said it somewhere, but. The show has decided, with all of these different actors from all these different backgrounds and different accents and affectations, that they didn't want everyone to just do Russian accents, nor did they want to do Russian language and do nothing but subtitles. So what this is all English, and nobody alters their accents. It's just who they are. So the guy that plays Boris, not Yeltsin, just Boris, is just Swedish sounding. He's got his natural Swedish accent. This main dude, I just forgot his name all of a sudden. The son of Richard Harris, the Harris guy. Anyway, he's just talking like he talks. That's his normal accent, and it's true across the board. There's a guy that plays the Russian leader with the freaking not tattoo, but the birthmark on his head. What's his name?
Gorbachev.
Gorbachev is just played by
Tear down that wall.
He's some British Italian guy, like it, and they don't change it. They don't start talking like, "Oh, listen, we are Russia." They don't do any of that. They just all talk like they normally talk, and I thought it was going to bug me because it would take me out of it or feel weird. It doesn't at all. Like it's just pure performance without people faking like they're somebody they're not. Or is that Nicole beeping? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get work done.
That's totally fine. You should go into your sound settings and turn all that. You can turn off all that kind of stuff.
I don't. I have to have it set up because when I record Ladies Elite, I push sound
play
through
stuff from your
Yeah. So I'll just sit here with my hands up in the air.
You should just yell Mark and then have Mark fix it.
Right. Anytime any noise comes through,
Mark, yeah, just tell Mark.
See, the problem is we get done with this segment and I try to put them up, all of them on Twitter, and I always forget what you guys recommend. So as you're recommending it, I try to create the tweet.
Yeah.
And so when we're done, I go, boop, and it's done.
Fair enough. Easy. I like that. It's a good productive way to do it.
By the way, this last week has been me catching up with a lot of your recommendals. We watched the Finding Neverland thing on HBO.
Oh, good. It's a heartbreaking, heart-wrenching thing. Yeah, that's rough.
It really is. It's good, but it is heartbreaking. And I think we're maybe one episode shy of being fully caught up with What We Do in the Shadows, which I knew I was going to watch at some point, and we just said, let's just do it.
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it is fantastic.
Oh, I need to watch it.
Yeah, and the list of guest appearances in the next to most recent episode is amazing.
Yeah, the only one I've heard about is Dave Bautista. I heard he was in it. Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, so you haven't seen this one yet?
I haven't either.
Oh,
I haven't seen any of them yet. I mean, me
How
and Carter.
Are you watching it?
Via the
FX app.
FX app, because we've got DirecTV Now, and so it gives us all of the regular app logins for.
I gotta figure out how I'm
I'm
gonna
so
watch
happy they pulled that off, though. They made that show good. I'm so happy.
And they
about
did
it.
such a great job with it. I mean, everybody that they pulled in for it is great. And you get a little tiny appearance of Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement, but as producers, they are their fingerprints are all over this, in the same style as the movie. So
yeah,
it's great.
I was trying to find Terpster does a really good impression of that guy from the IT Crowd that's also in this, that plays the boss in the IT Crowd, or the son of the owner of the company. And Terpster does a great version of him. Let's see if I can find it. Nope, can't find it.
Which guy that is?
It's the British one from. I don't know his name. Chat room, you know his name. The guy that played on IT Crowd, he was the boss that took over after his dad jumped out the window. I can't think of his name. Terpster does this amazing version
Richard
of him.
Richard Ayoade.
Is that it? No, Matt Berry. That's it. Matt Berry.
Matt Berry. Oh, Matt Berry. Okay, yeah. He's right. he's kind of the British Randy Jordan.
Oh, here it is.
Speaking
I
of
found
Randy
it.
Jordan.
I found it. Here's Terpster doing that voice.
Gordon's alive!
He's really good at doing that. Like,
wait, that's the guy who was in Flash Gordon as
no.
No. Okay.
No, he's too
That's
old.
the voice he was doing. That's
Oh wait.
Gordon's alive!
Oh, I think he's doing. Now that you say that, but it wouldn't be from Flash Gordon the movie. It would be. No, it would have been Half-Life. He's talking about Gordon Freeman.
Gordon's alive!
But he's doing it in the voice.
That is absolutely that's the line from Flash Gordon where Hawkman.
It is?
Yes, where he finds out that Flash Gordon survived the attack on Prince Baron's planet.
Oh, well then let's clear our palates with this.
It's like a thumb. I don't like it.
All right, there you go.
All right, good enough.
Anyway, Chernobyl. It's in its third episode. I don't know how many are left. I assume this is like 6 to 8 episodes or something. I actually don't know that, but it's just in the middle of it, and I already think it's one of the best things I've ever seen. But it's also great because it's so good at depicting a terrible thing, and it's not constant like, oh my gosh, everyone's got burns and looks horrible. It's not that. It's just this conflict of the government kind of wants to cover it up.
Politics of it.
The politics of it are really crazy, and the Russian, we're in the thick of the Cold War in the 80s there, and I don't know, it's just rough stuff. And also that knowing that land won't be completely radiation free for 20,000 years is just a crazy thing to think of. Like, that's a crazy thing. So they get into all of that, and it's super interesting. Oh, Chernobyl has 2 episodes left, so I guess that's a total of what? That's 3, 4, 5 episodes is all? That's too bad. But it's fantastic. People should watch it. All right, Nicole, what did you watch?
So after I turned off Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I watched this. Oh, not that one. Sorry.
All right, not that one.
I found my clip, and then I copied over my clip, and it's a whole thing.
All right.
So I want to give you the right clip.
All right, I'm
not
watching
the link not the link to Chernobyl.
No, you don't want that. So it says Nicole's typing. I don't see.
There's it's fitting because there was news that came out that we can discuss about this as well.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is on Amazon Prime.
All right. Okay. I'm hitting play now.
Scrolled where I cannot see what is coming.
Oh. I know what this is. I'm so excited. All right, here we go.
Roast Nebri, my favorite. Nebri, I want the berry.
ASMR.
Yeah. I remember this very well from
Yep.
a few weeks ago.
Wasn't too long ago. There's a lot of eating noises. I'm gonna skip ahead.
That tells you right there.
All right, so it's obviously Dark Crystal, but the reason you're
Dark
bringing this up is because that
Crystals.
new thing's coming, and there's like even some
Oh, it's
photos.
on Netflix too. So
Yeah.
Dark Crystal's on Netflix and it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And then they just released like the teaser of the series that's going to be on Netflix, right?
Yes. I don't know if there's been a teaser. I've just seen images. Has there been an actual like video teaser?
Maybe it was just teaser images that I saw.
Oh, you got me all excited.
we
It's
go.
called Dark Crystal: The Age of Resistance, and
Yes.
from what I can tell from the photos.
Oh, they even have a spot on Netflix for it.
Okay, so I have to check that. It's very
August 30th.
It's
And
very
there is a
puppety, you
trailer.
guys. Super.
It says the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance teaser.
Okay, cool. It is very
So-
puppety. We should all be thrilled with this.
Yes.
Because they're not going like I was afraid it would be all CGI, and I'm sure there's some stuff they use just to create bigger backgrounds or whatever. But the characters all appear to be puppetry, and that's dude. I'm so excited.
Nice. Good.
So they do have a spot for it on Netflix as a placeholder with the new show.
Oh, there it is, Dark Crystal: Age of
And you
Resistance.
get
And this is a prequel to the movie The Dark Crystal. So there's going to be a lot more Gelflings and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get Taron Egerton, who's playing Elton John in the new Rocket Man thing, as a voice. Anna Taylor-Joy, Natalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones. Who is she in Game of Thrones?
Natalie Emmanuel,
Yeah.
not Dormer. So let's see, who was that?
Oh, she was not Melisandre. The
The Red Lady.
Queen. No, not Melisandre. The Queen's Missandei.
Oh, Missandei.
Missandei.
She had
Miss
a
Sunday.
Yeah,
Did
Miss.
you see that
Miss
meme?
Sunday.
Yeah.
Miss Sunday. That's how I say her name now because Miss Sunday.
No,
Miss Sunday.
she's so cool. She's great. She's also a
is
good
really
follow on Twitter. She has good stuff to say.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
Helena Bonham Carter, Eddie Izzard, Natalie Dormer, Toby Jones. Oh man, this is great.
Natalie Dormer. So 2 Game of Thrones people. Ooh.
Yes.
Well, they all got jobs after Game of Thrones is
Right.
over. I love the Dark Crystal. I love this stuff. So we just saw this for Film Sack. How did you enjoy the your review, your rewatch of the Dark Crystal?
I love it. I still love it. I love anything Jim Henson.
Yeah.
My daughter thought it was a little scary,
Hmm.
so I had to, watch it later. She didn't. I don't like this, Mom. I'm like, okay, you will like her.
You
later
will
when
like
you
it
get
later.
older.
Yeah. Little kids have always been freaked out by that movie, but when you get a little older, you'll start to appreciate it. It's really something special. Like a lot of that stuff Henson did outside of Muppet Central was freaking weird. Like even we just watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy again because my kids love that adaptation. And Carter's reading the books again. And in that, the Vogon characters, the Vogon models were all Henson Workshop created. This is, well after Jim Henson's death, but, the same crew that's working on this. And those Vogons are amazing. They're creepy and weird and somehow funny at the same time and just an
You're talking
amazing
the Sam
design.
Rockwell movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell's the
Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Yeah, it's better than people give it credit for.
I know, it's funny. I had the opportunity to watch it recently. I'm like, I wonder if I should hold on in case we do this for Film Sack. Glad to see you just saw it, so now I feel like I can.
You can totally just watch it again. But it's just That's a fun. Plus, Bill Nye's in it, and when is he not great? So
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, you can look. I understand how people are like that. Those books are impossible to do. I agree, they are. But we got this one fun one-off. It's okay to enjoy it, even if you think it's not as good as the books. It's fine. So go watch it. It's good. Anyway.
I love Netflix now. They're so good at the algorithms of you like this one, maybe you'll like. And I'm looking at the lineup of movies that show up after The Dark Crystal, and I'm like, yep, love it. Stardust, love it. Nine, love it. Pan's Labyrinth, love it. Hitchhiker's Guide. These are all like
Yeah,
There's so many
it's great for you.
Yeah,
it's great for you. But Scott and I do this crappy show called Netflix. Well, I mean, we do a great show called Film Sack, but it involves watching the crap that's on Netflix, and
our thing's jacked
Hey,
up.
John
algorithm
Carter.
is effed.
Yeah.
John Carter's on Netflix. You
Oh
should
yeah,
watch
it's on
that.
our list.
It's on our list. It's
on
coming
our
up.
Film Sack list.
Oh yeah, we're doing that. My modern
We did that on
Tim
movie.
Riggins.
Yeah, I mean, but
We
occasionally,
reviewed that one on Movielicious when it first came out too.
what was the result? Did you guys all mad or?
I think it was a little lame, whatever.
Oh, that's too bad.
I don't remember.
Well,
Yeah,
that movie
It was okay.
put me to sleep.
Maybe I gave it a meh. I really don't. I don't remember going, that was a really good movie.
Well, what's fun about Film Sack is we once in a while get something that we know is good, or even are surprised how good it is. And so what we end up with is an algorithm on our end that knows that we watched something like Breakfast Club or The Dark Crystal and then really enjoyed it. But then also we watched, I don't know, think of something terrible like Retrograde and what other shitty thing.
Right.
And then, so now our algorithm is like, you might also like, and then it's this array of terrible and great.
Right. I should just set up an account for film. Like we all should just set up one of our accounts as Film Sack, right? 'Cause
Yeah, you
have the
can make
multiple
a
people.
profile called
Yes.
Film Sack.
Yeah, but
And
the
then
problem
we'll just
is,
get great recommendations for Film Sack.
the problem is we're 10 years in now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It feels like we're so far in, it's like, what's even the point? If we'd have done it early, when they first did the profiles, that's when we should have done it, and we didn't.
Hey,
think
if
to.
I can remove like most of the recommendations for kids programs from my profile.
Do you have to do that manually, go through there and dig them out?
No, I mean, just over time, what I've watched
Yeah.
kind of pushes the kid stuff away.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. Plus, they have the whole kids, category now, right? That makes it easier.
Yeah.
Well, this is all well and good. Fine selections across the board today. Nicole, you should watch Chernobyl. It's not that. It's okay.
I don't want to.
It's a really
don't be scared.
It's a good lesson learned kind of thing.
That's okay.
All right.
I have a long list. I still have to finish American Gods. I have a ton of shows.
I also have to finish American Gods.
I have to start American
I'm
Gods.
kind of upset with this season. Episode 3 went off the rails, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking? Because I read the book.
Yeah, book's amazing. One of the greatest books ever written.
They went off the rails a little bit, and for someone that didn't read the books, I can't even imagine what that episode was like, because it confused me. I was like, what is going on?
I mean, the book, they're well past book content at this point, though, right? Aren't they?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
I need to catch up and see where they're at. I assume they were in new territory by now, but
no, they're in like the second half of the book now.
Okay.
I can't imagine this show going more than 2 seasons.
I think they've said 3, and that's it.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're ending at 3. I could be, maybe I'm thinking of some other show, but I thought that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Generally speaking, I've heard mixed things about season 2, but
Season 1 was amazing. Season 2, I feel like it's
Is Peter Stormare back in season 2? Because I love him.
Who?
He's that actor. I forgot the character he played. The ancient. It was like an ancient.
He was Buscemi's buddy in Fargo.
Right. That's your friend back there in the chipper. Then that part. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gorgaborga, whatever it is. He plays an ancient god.
The big hammer. Yes.
Yeah, he's a Norse god of some sort.
I don't know what his name is.
It's like Gurgaflorga or whatever it is.
I don't know.
He's awesome. He's so perfectly cast in that. Oh my gosh. But I've long held that he should just be in all things ever. He should just be in everything anyone makes. So that's just the rule.
So
Jared Harris.
Yeah.
Like the role of Shadow Moon's wife and the role of Mad Sweeney, totally different in the book. Not that I love Mad Sweeney. I really enjoyed the Mad Sweeney character in the book and wished he was in it more. And that's kind of what they're doing in the series, is giving him more of a role. And I love the actor that plays him. So there are little things that are different, and there's some big stuff that's different. And
if you're if you're in Mads Mikkelsen's house and you say Mad Sweeney, he thinks you're talking about Mads Weenie. That's what he thinks.
Mad Sweeney.
just occurred to me. But anyway, sorry. You were saying.
But and then they had to. So when Neil Gaiman wrote the books, he from what I understand, he focused on media. And there was a character named Media.
Mm-hmm.
There was no social media at the time.
Right.
So in the show, they actually birth a new character named Social Media, and I want to punch her in the face. But I guess that's how I feel about social media.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because it's so here and now, right? Like,
Yeah.
the other day I was
they-
thinking
I mean-
about old, like, this seems like an offshoot, but hear me out. When I was watching some old Bugs Bunny cartoons, old Warner Brothers stuff, and in those, you'd have Cary Grant come out, like a caricature
Right.
of Cary Grant or
Yeah,
of whatever famous person, and they would have these little interactions of saying something dumb. And for me, it's like, that's a weird old thing I don't understand. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I'll bet people at the time, they're in the theater going, yeah, we get it. Cary Grant's popular. Please don't move on. Keep him out of my cartoons. And I wonder if
Yeah.
that's like us now, where we see on-screen depiction of Instagram, or, somebody's talking about social media or something in a way, and it's just like, it's just too now. Like this, we need to be 20 years from now so we can look back on it and think of it as antiquated, and then we're okay with it. I think is how it goes.
I'd be curious to know if Neil Gaiman said, yes, let's update the book and include social media in as a character, because the whole concept of this show is what we as humans worship. And social media, television, these are all the new gods,
Right.
versus the old gods like
Odin
Chernobyl
and-
guy. I
yeah.
don't know. Odin and
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes of last year was they go and meet Easter, and that's played by, is it Catherine Chenoweth or
Oh, I knew
Chenoweth is her last name.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not
Chenoweth.
Chenoweth with a TH, but
You know who I'm talking about.
that's one of the
I get it.
closer ones we've ever had. So
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
So she plays Easter, and she's throwing this big party, and there are literally hundreds of Jesuses, because there's so many different versions of Jesus. And I thought that was really an interesting twist to that.
Hundreds of Jesuses.
So it's a great. It is a good. I love the idea of the concept of the show. I'm really looking forward to Bad Omens.
By the way, Icor says she should have said Cheeto with. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't do this on purpose.
No,
Okay,
I know. No, I know. It's the best part.
It's
Yeah.
just-
Pretty good.
It just comes out how it comes out.
Bad Omens is that it's based on a comic book, right? Am I thinking of that
It's
right?
Neil Gaiman as well.
It's a book
Yeah.
or a
It's-
comic? I can't remember.
It's a book, I thought.
Okay, maybe I saw a comic adaptation of it or something. I don't know what it was, but that's
Or is
exciting.
is it bad or good? Bad Omens.
I've heard it's great.
It's on Amazon. It's Amazon Prime.
Oh,
though.
you mean is it called Bad Omens? Yes, it is Bad Omens.
Bad Omens.
Yeah, and
Bad
I am
Omens.
also excited about Bad Omens. I'm also excited about Larry's Dirty Utensils or whatever it is on HBO. There's a bunch of like
Good Omens, and his
No,
dark
it's Good
materials.
Omens. Yeah, it's Good
Good
Omens.
Omens
Good
and his
Omens.
dark materials.
oh good.
So Good Omens actually comes out on Amazon Prime on May 31st. So next week.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to
Me
it.
too.
But again, I love the concepts.
You love Gaiman. Gaiman is
I
your
do.
jam.
Apparently, I do.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I do too.
did.
I'm a huge Gaiman fan. He's great. Even his like super not boring, but his non-fantasy based retelling of Norse mythology, which I think is just called Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I can't remember the title. I listened to that whole thing, an audiobook version of it he read, and I loved it. It was basically just like, here's what happens. Like, here's the actual myths that you don't know about. Like, there's all these details we never hear about because all we have is the watered down. Like, if you watch Disney's Hercules, it's all wrong. Like in the actual myths, like Hades is the good guy. He's married. He never cheats. He's very kind to the souls that have to come and be in Hades forever. He's not a jerk. And it's Zeus who's the a-hole who cheated on Hera to have sex with an Earth woman to make Hercules in the first place. Like the Disneyfication of that is all backwards.
Well,
And-
same way with like what they did with Little Mermaid too. That
Yeah.
real story is woof.
It's
woof.
hardcore, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't mean like, they're not doing it and stuff, but it's like,
Not that kind of hardcore.
right.
Maybe they did in the book.
Maybe. There were no shells on her boobs. That was the difference.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a good time. So check out, I don't know what I was saying. What was my point with that? I don't even know. It sure is great, though, to talk about things I don't remember I was saying. Hey, Nicole Spag, everybody. Follow
you
her on
go.
Twitter, Nicole Spag. She's about to push send on the thing she...
I've already done it.
Oh,
I did it
geez.
like after we got done talking about the Dark
Wow.
Crystal.
That's intense. Well done.
I know.
All right. Well, stay out of trouble. And
I will.
we hope you remember what day it is. Bye. All right. Brian, we are just about out of gas here. Although we should tell people that Coverville is a thing. Is it happening today? What's going on?
It is happening today. So Morrissey, cue the impersonations now, is turning 60 today. And so, of course, it's a great opportunity to do a Smiths cover story. A lot of great stuff on today's show. Basically, every Smiths hit that you could think of. Let's all be miserable together and listen to covers of Smiths songs.
Is it just Smiths songs?
I'm miserable now. Yeah.
You do the best one of that. But is it like is it Smiths and his solo stuff? Because there's a lot of
Smiths
solo
and-
I like.
There is a lot of his solo stuff. Suede Head, of course. I've got a Mexican language cover of Suede Head, which is great. The Lo siento, lo siento.
He's so good. What about his last
Last of the
international
International
Playboys? I love that one.
Yep, I didn't have a cover of that. I had a cover from the same album of the Spanish language version. But stop me if you've heard this one before. Panic. There is a light that never goes out. This charming man. As well as some new covers that he's done. He's got a brand new cover album that comes out Friday, but I've got a few advanced tracks from that, so we're going to play one of those. He put a cover of the Pretenders back on the Chain Gang at the end of his last album. So there'll be covers by and of Morrissey and the Smiths.
I'm stoked. I'm in. This sounds like an episode for me. All right, fantastic. Check that out, 1 p.m. today, live at coverville.com/live.
That's right. I should have said all that stuff. Yeah, or twitch.tv/cover.
Oh, yeah.
Go wherever.
Wherever
Yeah.
you get it. Yeah, you'll find links and stuff. It's all good. Don't forget to support us if you like us at patreon.com/TMS. And we'll be back tomorrow with a whole new episode. Wendy will be here, all that normal stuff. But for today, we just have to leave with a song. Let's do it. What do you got?
One song. This one goes out to Coaster Rage. He says, hey, Scott and Brian, no real reason for this request. Just came across it tonight and thought I would share. If you can't play this cover, any cover, blah, 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 blah. Thanks for entertaining me every day at work. Well, I'm playing this cover right here. This was recorded for the Like a Version radio show, Triple J in Australia. It is Youngblood and Halsey covering Death Cab for Cutie. I Will Follow You Into the Dark.
See you tomorrow. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I have no idea.
Okay, thanks, Daryl.
He has no idea.
He really doesn't.